So, it has been a while since my last video. Nobody's more aware of this than me, and don't you worry, I am hard at work bringing the next I Like to Video Games to YouTube, but in the meantime, I thought I'd take a look at the Xbox One reveal that happened not too long ago, because it's a video game thing, and I like to those. And it needs looking at. What I'm most afraid of is that the discrepancies between this screen and these screens is some kind of really dark foreshadowing. Half the reason I've been ignoring the Xbox 360 as a console overall and at each E3 is because they always do such a good job of forgetting that they're at a video games convention. And of course, the first person they bring out is there to talk to you about how you can use your Xbox to watch TV on your TV. No fucking way, this changes everything! You're at a press conference for a video game console announcement, and the only thing you can think to tell us about is how we can check our fantasy basketball scores and watch The Price is Right the fuck now if we want to. What a beautiful future we're headed into. One where we can use our game consoles to watch other people not play video games. I do get watching movies on your consoles, though. I use my PS3 and my Wii for Netflix and DVDs, but again, why are you bothering to show us?
Internet Explorer. With Snap Mode, I can run multiple programs alongside one another.
Seriously? That's what you've got going for yourself here? That shit's gonna end more friendships than Pictionary. Okay. The closest I have ever come to ending a human life was when some dude answered his cell phone in the movie theater. I really don't want to know what's gonna happen when somebody tries to open, of all things, Internet Explorer during a movie I'm trying to watch. The first glimpse we get of actual gaming is brought to us by EA. And not just EA, but EA Sports. They have professional athletes in a video show telling us about how they play their game. Not video games, the actual games. In fact, they say pretty much nothing about video games as a medium, or even how these games will help bring their world into our living rooms. I'll be honest, I have never been inspired by a Sidelines interview, and at the risk of sounding like an overweight video games-obsessed recluse... What? This isn't doing it for me here either.
Look for more details on that later this year. But for now, let me show you how our EA Sports games will look and play on Xbox One.
Okay, let me just stop you right there. Look? Sure. Play? Bullshit. If any of this is game footage, like of actual gameplay, I'll eat this jar of change. Delicious. So EA hits the showers, opting to, instead of showing us games, show us some series. Ones that we all knew were coming to the console anyways. So their whole spot on stage was a bit of a wash, and they make room for a studio which they claim is innovative and dedicated to quality and all that business, and guess what? It turns out to be Forza 5. Another series that we didn't need a magic octopus to see coming. This whole tech demo is dedicated to showing us just how shiny these cars look and how detailed they're able to be with the processing power of this new Xbox. Bragging about graphics isn't really impressing anyone anymore. I mean, sure, some people will be wowed by it up front, but trust me, playing the actual game, in the heat of the race, nobody is going to take moments of silent reflection to admire how many of the bevels on the hood they can actually make out between power slides. After Forza pulls over for a pit stop, we get Remedy, the makers of Alan Wake, coming up to tease a new IP, I think.
Do you think it's safe where we're going?
Yeah, Peyton, I do. What is it that makes you so different?
Are you sure you want to know?
Pretty sure.
Are these for the same thing? Seriously, the trailer ends not even giving a vague impression that this game will even be playable, and that maybe we should be looking forward to a game with even less gameplay than Metal Gear Solid 4. After Remedy takes out Quantum in the break room... Okay, I'll stop. Phil Spencer promises us 15 games during year one, 8 of which are brand new properties. Sounds good, dude. What do you got for us? Just when we're getting to the good stuff, he then introduces us to Nancy Tellem, and I assume the exchange went something like, Alright, Nancy, you get out there and you tell them all about our 15 new games.
During my years at CBS and Warner Brothers, I was fortunate
for
to work
fuck's
with some
sake.
of the best creative...
Seriously, I'm no Halo fan, but I'm starving here. All this TV, all this other media, we've had sports franchises, a racing tech demo, and a weird-ass cutscene for a game we know less than nothing about. I would feel better if they would just announce a Halo game and get it over with. Oh, hey, look, it's 314 Industries.
I'm thrilled to announce a live-action Halo television series.
And they are officially fucking with me now. Seriously, I'm willing to bet that somewhere Microsoft, in some boardroom, there's a flip chart that outlines this press conference, and the words, "piss off this YouTube loser," is underlined like 3 times. The logic behind this whole thing is mind-boggling. They're trying to announce a video game console, and all they can do is talk about TV and how much this console is putting games second. You want to know what the rest of this conference was? A boardroom sales pitch movie about how special Microsoft is, how amazing this new deal they have with the NFL is, and repeating everything we already learned about the Xbox One's TV capabilities, as if we had already forgotten because we had so many games to think about. After that, Activision comes out and tells us there's a new Call of Duty game, which, to be honest, was the most interesting thing during this whole event, but is seriously kneecapped by the fact that this isn't even a console exclusive. The best they could get was DLC for the game will come out on Xbox first, and that Activision chose to announce the game here. The thing that I think was indicative of the problem all along was how much they kept saying, "Don't worry, we'll have more to show you at E3 in a few weeks." Why did you bother having this conference now? If you've got so much more to show us at E3, then why wouldn't you just wait and drop all of it on us then? Can you imagine how nuts the gaming community would go if you came up, did the 360 stuff, then announced the Xbox One, talked a bit about its TV functionality, treating it like the footnote that it is, and then telling us about the 15 games you have for year one? You would have owned the convention. I would have even gotten excited for that, and I don't give 2 shits about Xbox. At this point, Microsoft had better have some real winners at E3 if they hope to make this work. I hate to break it to you guys, but as much as you would like to be in the market for home entertainment boxes, the people you're actually live streaming to right now, the culture that you're currently a part of, consists of a lot of people who are not going to care about this shit. This whole event was kind of useless. I mean, the Nintendo Directs in the last 2 months preemptively blew you guys out of the water. I know that both of Nintendo's platforms are much more established than yours right now, but console gaming is becoming a very unique and difficult animal to handle. Exclusives and killer apps are what's going to help you sell against the other guys, but in this evolving market, you really need to start thinking about the whole "why should I bother" factor. I know it's been said to death already, but blending the Xbox into the functionality of every other device we already own is not going to sell the console. I have never owned an Xbox, and the only reason I can come up with for why that is that the only Xbox exclusive that I even wanted was Alan Wake, so I just got it on Steam instead. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is your new opponent. Mobile gaming and the newfound ease of the second golden age of PC gaming is making consoles an obsolete delivery vehicle. There are ways of combating this, though, and I don't mean meeting them on their home field. For my money, Nintendo has the right idea. It might not be all the way there yet, but new play methods and actual product to push are making their offering much more appealing than you just did. These Nintendo Directs are like Christmas every damn month these days. There are 15 games that I'm waiting to hear about from you guys, and I didn't hear about any of them. Last year's E3 was a sea of bullets and one interesting thing. Can you do better? I have no reason to think that this year will be any different, especially since no console has ever had a satisfying launch. But maybe you can surprise me, and I kind of hope you will. I don't want this console launch to be a lesson in how hard a corporation can ignore the changing of the winds, but until you prove me otherwise, I guess we'll just have to wait it out and hope that somebody has the good sense to grab the wheel before the next crash.